All right, morning, everybody. What's going on? It's the Michigan race for the Xfinity series. Should be a pretty quick video today. Just got done with the spreadsheet, so I had some time. Like, oh, we'll just record this, post it, and see how it does. So we're at Michigan. We are running the super speedway engine and intermediate aero package. It's the same package that we ran at Indy, so that'll be interesting. So I don't really expect this to be your typical, Michigan race. I'm curious if it's going to race similar to Indy, if it'll be, more or less follow the leader, you can't pass, or maybe it's going to be, more of a pack style, drafting race, and we'll see different teams and drivers up there, so, swapping for the lead. Not really sure. So because of that, I am, really just going to prioritize place differential today with good equipment. I think there's a lot of teams that can get out front, lead laps, trying to figure out and nail that dominator. I feel like it's going to be tough today. Still think you want to try to get a lap leader in your line. But other than that, I'm really just going to prioritize place differential. So who are some of those place differential plays that I like? Well, when you go to the top of the slate here, you got John Hunter Nemechek, Justin Allgaier, and Austin Hill. I think these are all great options as far as, top tier equipment, good drivers that still give us some place differential upside. The downside with all of these guys are they're expensive, right? And they're probably going to see a lot of ownership. Um, but there's a lot to like. I mean, all of them start towards, you know, still towards the front half of the field where they still have speed, but they're still giving us place differential upside where they can move forward. They don't necessarily have to lead a bunch of laps, get you a bunch of fast laps to hit value, but they all have the ability to do that as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. They're just going to carry a lot of ownership. So I think there's some other, plays a little bit cheaper on the slate you can get to as well. But I really like John Hunter Nemechek. I really like Justin Allgaier, and I really like Austin Hill. Those would be kind of the three plays I would gravitate towards, and try to get some combination of them in your lines. Outside of that, you got Cole Custer and Riley Herbst. Kind of the two forwards. We saw them be extremely dominant at Indy, and it's not a shock to me, but they both qualified up towards the front again. So if you think that this race could race similar to Indy, maybe it's the Ford show again. Maybe we get Cole Custer and Riley Herbst out there leading, a bulk of this race, kind of driving away from the field, and everyone else is just, more or less trying to keep up. So if you're looking for dominators, lap leaders today, to pair with some of those place differential plays based off of what we saw at Indy, I think leaning on Cole Custer or Riley Herbst is a solid option for you to do that. And then DraftKings must also think that, based off of where they're priced. Getting a little bit lower, you got Jesse Love, Sheldon Creed. Love's kind of a tough spot. Starts ninth. I don't really think he'll have the car to get up front, lead laps. Doesn't give you as much place differential upside. Sheldon Creed, maybe he's the lap leader. Maybe he runs away with this race, leads a bulk of it. However, if you don't think he can, drive away from the field, or if it is not difficult to pass, there's a lot of other plays right behind him that are right on his heels that are going to draft and can get up there and take advantage and take the lead. So just be cautious, when you're playing Creed. And then you get to this range, I kind of like. I might bump these up, these plays up a little bit to high interest. We'll see before the slate locks. But if you want access to this, it's on X at Fast Cars FM. But AJ Allmendinger in Sam Mayer, Noah Gregson, Sammy Smith, like these are all plays that are cheaper. Yeah, they don't give you as much place differential upside as Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill, but I don't think AJ Allmendinger, Sam Mayer, Noah Gregson, and Sammy Smith are going to see the same type of ownership that Allgaier and Hill are going to have, and they have similar place differential upside, if not, in the same equipment or being in that top tier equipment where they can run up towards the front, finish inside the top five, top eight, get you some fast laps, maybe even get out front, lead some laps. So I really like AJ Allmendinger, Sam Mayer, Noah Gregson, and Sammy Smith. I'm going to try to lean and be overweight, especially for tournaments with those plays. Now, Chandler Smith, I have him as medium. Maybe you think the Toyotas are going to be the main lap leaders today. Maybe they take it away from Cole Custer and Riley Herbst based off of the practice times that we saw. All the JGR cars looked very good in practice. Most of them qualified up towards the front as well. So I think it's either going to be, SHR or JGR as your lap leaders, and some of these other plays around them, kind of pairing with them. As far as your place differential plays go. Um, Brandon Jones starts sixth. I just don't know if he'll have the car to get out front. He's kind of in the same boat as Jesse Love, just kind of a tough starting spot. Taylor Gray, again, maybe he think he can be a lap leader, but if he isn't, starting third is a pretty tough spot for him to pay off. Parker Kligerman's could be popular. Starts 22nd, gives you some place differential upside. Good price tag, easy to get to when building lines. Quapple and Sieg, similar plays. Might have good NASCAR days when it comes to DFS points. Just kind of a tough starting spot there, starting 8th and 7th. And then I like these colleague cars a lot too. Kind of like Parker Kligerman. You got SVG, Daniel Dye. Yes, Matty D isn't in a colleague car, but we'll throw him into this equation as well. And Jeff Burton. I would say Matty D probably has the worst equipment of the colleague cars that we just mentioned there. I think the colleague cars have a step up over the RSS car that Matty D is in. So you got SVG, Daniel Dye, and Josh Williams all starting in the 20s. All of them can finish 15th. That's not out of the realm of possibilities. They're all pretty cheap, really easy to get in lines. They should have, the cars to maintain and stay on the lead lap. And then depending on how this race plays out, again, seeing them finish 15th is not out of the question. Matty D is going to be popular based off of just, who he is, where he's priced around, and where he starts. So I see a path for him, finishing around 20th or something today, and that'll be pretty good. Still getting a lot of place differential upside there. A play that's going to get overlooked that might be a good tournament pivot options could be Anthony Alfredo. When you have SVG, Daniel Dye, Matty D, Josh Williams, all around Anthony Alfredo that offer more place differential upside and are probably going to project higher than Anthony Alfredo. Alfredo's going to get overlooked. So, if you're looking for a pivot option, I really like Alfredo today. He starts 19th again. Doesn't give you as much place differential upside, but him finishing 15th or 14th is very doable. Jeb Burton starts 18th. Rather just pay up for some other plays or pay down. I'd rather play his teammate, Parker Retzlaff starting 26th. They're in the same equipment. He's cheaper, offers a little bit more place differential upside. Cal Sieg, I think, is fine if you're me to play down here. He starts 27th. Most likely he's going to finish around the 20s. And then really after this, there isn't really any plays I'm like, oh, you need to play this guy or, jam this guy in. Um, you can build a pretty balanced line depending on how top heavy you are with some of those place differential or potential lap leaders out there. But I'm not really getting the Weatherman. I'm not getting the Clements. I'm not getting the Earnhardt. I think you can get to the Alpha Prime cars of Poole and Ellis. They were not good in practice, but they start basically DFL. They're not going to lose you any points as long as they finish this race. It's not crazy for them to finish 25th, 26th, 27th. It's not great days by any means, but they start so deep, you get all those extra place differential points. Not really going to get to Perkins, Allen, Baccarella, or Bassarella, however you pronounce it, Balicki, Bearden, Emmerling, Gase. If you do need to come down this low, I think Leland Honeyman is probably your best bet just based off the equipment that he's in. But for me, I'm really going to be building a little bit more of a balanced line. I'm probably going to lean on one dominator today, whether that's Cole Custer, Riley Herbst, or maybe one of these JGR cars. And then for me, I'm really just pairing them with place differential options. I really like John Hunter Nemechek. I really like Justin Allgaier. I really like Austin Hill. I think you're going to get some great leverage on Allmendinger, Mayer, Gregson, Smith. You can round out, some of your lines with Kligerman, SVG, Daniel Dye, Matty D, Josh Williams, Retzlaff. And then if you need some cheap plays like those Alpha Prime cars. So that's the way I'm building today. Quick and short Xfinity video. Best of luck, and we'll catch you on the Cup video.